don't feel overwhelmed. And I really just always try to encourage people that like just post when you feel inspired. You can't post 5 times a day all day because then you're not getting things done. So just post when you feel inspired. And those are the ones that really people will like really love.
Without any further ado, I'm going to bring on my first guest. She's as lovely as her name, Miss Lovely Marshall. Hello, ma'am, Eventbrite Millionaire.
Hello, beautiful. Oh my gosh. I love it. I haven't seen you since October. So much has changed.
I know. I was like, I'm so glad we kind of stayed in touch a little bit because I didn't really get a chance to have a conversation with you because we were both going so many different places. So when I saw that you reached out to me, I was excited. I was like, yes, lovely. We get to finally. So how have things been with you?
It has been amazing. So y'all, just to give y'all a bit of a background story, Dr. Rhonda was the powerhouse. She interviewed all of the authors on Saturday, and I was able to join the National Black Authors Festival here in Houston, Texas. It's coming back again next year, so make sure that you are there. And she just did such an incredible session. She was interviewing everyone. And I did a session, but I was not an author. And one of the ladies was like, well, how do you know this stuff if you're not an author? And I was like, don't worry about it. By this time next year, I'm going to be an author. And I am. Like, I'm so excited about it that like to have my books and stuff, just listening to your insights, all of your amazing people who they bring on here. And I will say it's so much easier than what I had thought. And so excited.
Well, you've got to tell us about the book. Congratulations, by the way.
Thank you.
Did you?
So the name of the book is called The Eventbrite Millionaire. And it's really just about how we can turn everyday meetings into opportunities. This really just kind of came out of a lot of people who I know they have so much going on, so much expertise, but they really don't know how to like monetize this. And Eventbrite has been a platform that I have used to go from being unknown to being like a global icon, from having people from Dubai and Singapore kind of helping me out. And so I wrote about my experience with Eventbrite. I thought it was going to be, when I first like had thought about writing a book years ago, it was like how Eventbrite allowed me to meet my husband, but that didn't happen.
Now, did you meet your husband on Eventbrite?
No, I met my husband through high school, but I just thought it would be like some like fabulous story about that, but no, that didn't happen. So then it was like how Eventbrite was really just such an easy platform that the difference between Eventbrite and Facebook, LinkedIn, Instagram, people go to Eventbrite actually expecting to spend money. When you go to those other places, they're called social media for a reason because it's social. And so I've been able to leverage live events on Eventbrite to not only just do my coaching program, provide my expertise of me working at Facebook, but also being able to write a book about it. And it's been amazing. Like I just got a Forbes release today talking about the book. So it's been an incredible journey since October.
Well, you know, you just mentioned Forbes, and I know that you are connected with Forbes as well. How did all that come to play?
So I was bold about it. I had listened to this.
Just to cut you off for a second, because I remember the one tiny conversation we were able to have, and you said, I was able to get this because I asked for it. So I knew you were a bold person.
So that literally like is how it happened. Even with the Eventbrite, I saw with books, a lot of people write self-help books, but they're not strategic about it. Like nobody knows Lovely Marshall. Like, yeah, my life is amazing, but nobody knows about me. So being able to write my book and seeing the Eventbrite Millionaire, writing my book, podcast Power Plays, and mentioning these podcast people who are big names, then that helps to get you bestsellers. That helps to get you sponsorship. And so I was very strategic about it. Like I didn't want to just write a book that didn't have where people would buy it. And so I'm like, if nobody else buys my book, Eventbrite will buy my book. Like I could at least get a partnership with Eventbrite. And that's literally like how it happened with Forbes. It was nobody knows Lovely Marshall, but I do have a story to tell. And Forbes is the biggest platform. TechCrunch is the biggest platform. Like I'm just going to just pitch my idea to them. And the worst thing they can do is to say no. The same thing with you. Like your authors thing, you have a huge platform with Facebook. I'm not even an author yet, but I was like, I know by the time I get on her class, I'll be an author. So I'm going to just at least sign up.
And you did that too.
So that's what that I think like the more of the story, like even things that I've seen about you, you're doing a cruise now and you have this whole broadcast. It's just like nobody is teaching you how to do it. Sometimes you just got to learn as you go. And I just really applaud you for that. You really been a pioneer with that to letting me see like what is possible.
Thank you for saying that, because I'll tell you, and this is probably true for many people who do what I do, or many people in the literary industry. The literary industry can sometimes be very solitary because you're doing a lot of writing, you're trying to do a lot of hustling. So you stay at home by yourself a lot because you're in front of your computer making phone calls or writing. Or whatever. And sometimes when you're from the inside looking in, you're like, is all of this really worth it? Is this really paying off? Am I accomplishing anything? So when somebody sees you from the outside and they give you your flowers, it does mean a lot. So I want to thank you.
Yeah, no, I want to thank you for doing that. Like, and I want to thank Miss Gwen too, because she didn't know me at all. I wasn't an author, but I worked at Facebook. So I know a lot. Like, I know a lot more than these influencers who say, oh, do these things, do that things. I'm like, no, they lie. That's not how it works. If you are on Facebook, you know, we want you to be on there.
Those people will have you exhausted. Post 5 times a day.
Yes.
And then 10 minutes before you post, 10 minutes after you post.
Yes. No, it's not. And it's not that like, and then there's so much to do. Like, you don't just need to post like now. Incredible. I just want to shout out the amazing Instagram team who built notes. And so now you have notes where you could literally say, like, I saw you do it. I saw you do your shameless plug. You were like, hey, I'm having the cruise and the last thing for this, where you literally can use notes now as a different form that people see, because the messages is like the best way to do it. So then they can click on your profile and learn more. Like, you don't just have to post. You don't have to just do reels. There's so many ways that people can do it. I mean, like I got followers just by commenting when you interview Omar. And I was just like, oh my God, y'all, like I've been in love with him since Fly Girl. And everybody else started like commenting and stuff. So you don't have to just even post to do it. Commenting sometimes can get you followers and things. And it's just so much that you can do. And like you said, don't be exhausted by it. These influencers, they tell you to do it because that's the way that they did it, but you don't have to be exhausted. Most of us, we got jobs, we're authors, we're moms, we're wives. We can't do it all at the same time. But I guarantee you, Instagram will be so happy the fact that you are on our platform. Like they're just happy that you are there. So whether you're posting, you're commenting, your DM, that will help you to do it. Now, there are little tricks in place, but don't go crazy that you don't do anything at all. So just do something, like do what you're comfortable with. And then just next week, you learn how to do a carousel. And then the week after that, you learn how to do a reel. And then the week after that, you learn how to do the note with the music. Like just don't feel overwhelmed. And I really just always try to encourage people that like, just post when you feel inspired. You can't post 5 times a day all day, because then you're not getting things done. So just post when you feel inspired. And those are the ones that really people will like really love. Like, I'm a part of your broadcast. So if you all are not a part of her broadcast, she has this private group where she shares so many amazing insights. And I just love that, because it's not every day, you're not spamming us, but it's little insights where I'm like, oh my God, this person is coming on your podcast. So I get to learn a little bit about you that I don't get a chance to see all the time, because I'm not live at that time or I'm not on there. But as soon as I open my messages, I get to, you know.
Well, see, thank you for mentioning the broadcast, because, you know, the broadcast is another one. It's because it's very quiet, and only the person who owns the broadcast is the one who posts. So sometimes you don't always know when people see it, then unless they put a like, because they're not allowed to respond on the broadcast. It's good to know that people are actually still seeing the broadcast, and that they're getting something out of it. So you're just full of sunshine, and I guess that's why you're wearing all the colors, because it just shows you being a bright, cheery, and then you got the color, the glitter on your eyes. I'm not mad at you, girl.